welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to be talking about modding and my thoughts on it, my views on it, if I'm going to start modding. A lot of questions kind of floating around surrounding my channel, especially with modding becoming again so popular in Animal Crossing. And modding isn't a new thing. Like, modding in Animal Crossing has been there since day one. Item duplication, treasure islands, star trees, we've been through all the waves of modding, but especially now modding has become popular like within the last couple weeks, honestly. And, you're seeing all sorts of people, make their own items and, alter their games in ways like increasing running speed, swimming speed, things like that. Like, it's actually pretty cool what people are doing in Animal Crossing right now. And because I've covered Animal Crossing so closely and so, in depth, like my coverage has been so in depth about Animal Crossing, people are asking me whether I'm going to start modding or if I'm, joining in on the modding craze. And I kind of wanted to answer some of those questions today. So my thoughts on modding, first of all, I think it's cool. Obviously the reason why a lot of people are modding is, to bring more life into their game. Obviously Nintendo's plan is to not support this game any longer. However, they do have a bigger plan, which I feel like a lot of people sort of, I guess, miss out on, or, they overlook. This is a business, okay? And even though making more Animal Crossing New Horizons items or DLC would make them a ton of money, they do have to focus on the future at some point. The Nintendo Switch isn't always going to be around. It's not going to be the console that we have even like 3-4 years from now. So it sucks when you get attached to a game that isn't a game as a service. Like, something that like Fortnite and things like that, that game will always be updated. I don't see a Fortnite 2 in the future anytime soon. It's just, a game that continuously gets updates, and that is the platform. Like, Fortnite is its own platform, like Fall Guys is its own platform, and they just keep adding to that game. Sims, for example, is becoming that. So I feel like a lot of people want Animal Crossing to become that, and at this point in time, it's just not that. It is a game that is done. We've gotten countless updates for it. We've gotten a giant paid DLC for it, and Nintendo themselves has said, like, hey, it's done, guys, And I feel like a lot of people just can't come to terms with that. But anyway, that's a whole nother tangent. But modding, is for those people who just want more of this game. They want more items, more ways to have fun with this game. And, I do too. I want to add more to this game. Obviously, that's what I cover. So I would love updates. I would love new items. I would love to add all these things to my game. But unfortunately, I won't be modding. I won't be buying any kind of Switch and manipulating it and downloading things to it or whatever. And the main reason why is not because I dislike modding or modders in general. It's because modding for my channel and where I want to go would cut too many ties and like limit my future plans in this industry. I have bigger plans than just live streaming every few days and making videos and things like that. Ever since I started this channel back in 2017, I started making videos in 2016, but those are all gone. Ever since I started in 2017, one of my biggest goals, not subscriber goals or view goals, like one of my biggest goals was to work with Nintendo in some way. Whether it was Nintendo sending me, it could be as small as Nintendo sending me a game code, or, being invited to some Nintendo event, or, at one point I did want to become a Nintendo ambassador, and I would still probably, welcome that. Working with Nintendo basically has been one of my biggest goals, and modding would close that door. And I feel confident where I am, with my channel and, my numbers and the amount of subscribers I have and things like that. Like, I feel very accomplished. But I never want to settle. Like, I never want to be in a spot where, like, okay, I feel good. Let's kind of calm down a little bit. Let's put the brakes on things a little bit. And, that's just not me. I have bigger plans for myself and, hopefully bigger plans for this channel. So, I've spoke to some creators and, even some people in the gaming space. And, if I altered my console in any way, if I made modding content in any way, I couldn't work with Nintendo. That's pretty much what it is. And I don't know if I want to close that door yet. Like I said, I feel like things like this, modding, as cool as it is, modding will always exist. But, how mainstream is it going to continue to be? Because at the end of the day, there is a pretty big barrier in the way of even modding your console. I'm not going to say how to mod your console, but, there's a pretty big barrier. People that aren't as tech savvy or, can't do it. So I feel like the audience that enjoys modding content is kind of limited. And in terms of creation, like, it's cool to see a Twitter post or an Instagram post or even like a clip online of modded content. But, that for me isn't enough to go to the dark side, if you will. And I don't want this to come off like I don't like modders or modding, but like modding for me ends ties with Nintendo. That's the biggest thing. That's the biggest takeaway from this. And in speaking with people around the gaming space and, the gaming industry, if I were to make a single piece of Animal Crossing modding content, Nintendo wouldn't want to work with me in the future. It's pretty self-explanatory why. If a new console comes out or a new game comes out, they're not going to send review units or review codes to people that have modified their games in the past. I certainly wouldn't send someone a console and then look on their channel and they've like opened up consoles, manipulated consoles, added things, to their consoles. So it all makes sense. It's a little unfortunate because you see everyone else having a really good time, almost like the beginning of AC again, when everyone was excited about this game and things like that. And, just because my professional creator goals don't align with this means that I can't do it and I won't do it. Now, fortunately for me, I am still enjoying this game. I still find enjoying this game daily. I've made multiple islands. I love covering Animal Crossing. I especially love the community surrounding Animal Crossing. So that's good. At least I'm not, scraping to just come up with content, I feel like I have enough content on my own without the game being altered to, hold this channel together. And I've actually talked with creators that have started to mod and started to like manipulate their games in that sort of way. And from what I've heard and, from what I've picked up in our conversation, they know the risks as well. A couple people that I talked to that are creators said, yeah, doing modding kind of cut ties. I kind of cut my ties with Nintendo in any future capacity or present capacity. I've seen creators, it could be as simple as like buying like the Switch OLED ahead of release date and Nintendo cut ties with them. Or another creator opening up Nintendo consoles to kind of see like how it all works and look at the boards inside, and Nintendo, stopped working with them. And I just feel like modding content for me at this point is such low-hanging fruit. And it makes so much sense for me to do it because I've covered Animal Crossing trends and, different design trends and like products that have come out. So I think for a lot of people, it feels weird that I'm not covering it or talking about it or doing it in any sort of way. So I don't know. I just made this video just to kind of clear the air on things and just to tell you my viewpoint of it. Now, I'm not saying if you mod your console, you're a bad person, or if you watch modded videos or streams, you're a bad person. That's not it at all. I actually think the modding community is very, very, very talented, almost to the point where I kind of want to reach out to some of these people and say like, hey, have you thought about game design before? Because you're really good. Like a lot of the 3D models and textures that I'm seeing are like very high quality. It's just content that I personally can't do. So yeah, I feel like I've rambled enough about this. Just kind of wanted to put this out because I'm always transparent with my audience. Like I always tell you guys how I'm feeling. And yeah, that's probably about it. I mean, I just won't be making modding content. That's it. I'll still continue to, cover Animal Crossing and Nintendo and things like that. But I just won't be doing it in sort of a against the rules in terms of Nintendo, because it is at the end of the day against terms of service as far as in Nintendo's eyes, you know. So I'm going to honor that. Nintendo isn't my boss in any way. I don't work with them currently, but I do have future plans to at least collaborate with them or, you know, get on their radar in some way. It's definitely a goal of mine. So I think that's going to be it for today. Just a casual little chatty video. Let me know any thoughts that you have in the comment section below. And again, I just don't want this to be like, Pat hates modders. He hates modding like that's not it at all. Just for my personal career and creator goals, it just doesn't align. And yeah, that's it. Okay. So I'm going to talk to you guys very, very soon. And I will see you later. Peace out, guys.